This issue only compounds further with how Luigi's Mansion 2 implements its boos, since it's a system that increases the potential for backtracking tenfold in each mission. In Luigi's Mansion 1, after a room was cleared, you would shake and hump all the damn furniture until a boo came out, only to be greeted by puns that your weird creepy uncle with a restraining order makes at your family reunion. You would then fight the boo by chipping away their health with your vacuum. The difficult part about the boos is that they have the ability to go between the other rooms here, which was really irritating for the sake of backtracking, and also the fact that you may or may not have unlocked the room they went into. I'll be honest, most people who have played this game agree that this is the lowest point of Luigi's Mansion. I think the early game boo collecting is pretty addicting though. I mean, they have very little health, so it was rare if they ended up going to another room unless you sucked. It was just late game that would have boos with more health than I have will to live. But I will say, generally speaking, the boos served a purpose to the world. You needed 40 out of the 50 in the game to be able to access the final boss, with 15 of them being collected from the Boolos's boss fight. So with 25 minimum boos required to be focused on by the player, you were able to sort of pick and choose which boos you wanted to go after. And if you cared about the Luigi's Mansion arcade ranking system, getting 50 of them would net you a gold diamond, which is the highest optional gem that you could collect from a monetary perspective. This was a neat system that rewarded all playstyles of the person playing, although it wasn't, executed, how do I word this? Well. So with all that being said, there's a few problems I have with the boos in Luigi's Mansion 2. Firstly, to actually collect a boo, you have to use your strobe light to find a missing piece of the scenery. This strobe light is gained pretty early on, and this is a fairly neat ability. It just spreads some good old rainbow light throughout the room to uncover missing objects, or it makes paintings come to life after you suck balls. Don't demonetize me. It's okay, I don't know how else I'm supposed to word this. It's a neat feature, but before you drink that booze hearing me get off topic, let's get back to the booze. After you uncover one with your strobe light is when you have the actual quote-unquote fight, which is a lot weirder than the first games. Instead of just using your vacuum like a ghost fight, you just hurl them basically throughout a room like a ping pong ball on crack. Now the gameplay itself isn't my issue. I mean, this is fine, and arguably it's better than the tedium of Luigi's Mansion 1's room swapping. It's more so how they fit into the general world and structure of the game that's an issue. Firstly, there's one boo per mission. What this often means is that to find a boo sometimes, you have to go back and look diligently in rooms that aren't always on the beaten path, increasing the game's potential for backtracking. Not to mention, since you only get the ability to fight boos 4 missions into the game, there are now 3 missions that you literally have to replay from start to finish if you want to get them all. This instantly adds like an hour to the game if you need to 100% it. Secondly, it's really just not that fun to have to always be thinking about finding an invisible object. It's part of the core gameplay of Luigi's Mansion 2 as a whole, and that's fine, but it just adds sort of a paranoid feeling to me while playing the game, like I'm always gonna be missing something. But thirdly, boos don't really matter. At the end of the game, there's no total field check to progress, and all getting the boos in a mansion unlocks is just an extra bonus mission per mansion where you have to catch ghosts. I mean, I guess it's fine to get some additional content, but ultimately the boos in Luigi's Mansion 2 are really the antithesis of the first game in just about every way.